Experiential worship is different than a Sunday morning worship time where we're singing and we're praising God. Experiential worship is less of your voice being used and it's more of all your other senses. You engage with God in very tangible, practical ways through what you might see, through what you might smell, through what you might feel. God uses in Scripture a lot of metaphors to explain who He is and how He deals with His people, and experiential worship kind of sets you in the middle of that metaphor to kind of get a different perspective on who God is and where He meets us. Experiential worship is important because it is an opportunity for us to not have our brain on autopilot. And maybe I'm just confessing just me, but it's so easy in worship to sing the song that I already know and not really think about the words. And that's not the place that we want to be, and that's not our goal, but experiential worship takes us out of that, and our brain has to engage, and not just our brain, but our history, our emotions, all these things kind of wrap together who we are, and we engage God in a deeper way for a very focused purpose. So what you can expect if you show up to the experiential worship is a very slow process, a process that's deeply worshipful, very focused, and not time sensitive. It might take you 45 minutes to an hour to go through the process, but it's not time-based. So if you hit a spot, a station, and you're like, this is really speaking to you, sit in that. Spend time there, pray. Sing some songs yourself. You could take 2 hours to do it. But the expectation is to be open to what's happening, be expecting God to speak, and to do that, we got to be focused and we got to be listening. You go from station to station. Each station is going to be explained what you need to do. You're going to interact with the things that are there, and you're going to go through a whole process that, as people have gone through it, it really speaks to them. And that's my prayer, is that this is going to challenge you and speak to you in a very deep and profound way. So the first time I ever participated in something along these lines, what was deeply moving to me was it took me out of my thought process. And all of a sudden, in this particular instance, I'm standing on some sand in a bucket, and I'm leaving my footprints in the sand, and I'm processing what was it like to walk with Jesus in a way that I had not done it before. As I feel the cold sand beneath my feet, as I stepped out of the bucket, there were imprints there, and I'm processing through the guided meditation, what does it look like to leave footprints for others to follow? And what would it be like for someone else to step in those footprints? And just that physical interaction with that stirred really deep things in me of going, I have to rethink how I live, rethink how I work. And it was such a moving experience that we incorporated this often in our lives. And now we don't have that particular station in this one, but you will engage in some things that are similar, that are going to challenge you to go, what does it look like to engage God with God differently? We are super excited to offer this again, and we're excited for you to participate. And I want you to know that we're praying. We're praying that this will not be an event, that it will not be something that you check the box on and say that you've done, but we're praying that God is going to meet you in a deep spiritual way. And I can't wait to hear stories of how God moves in us, in our body, in this experience.